Hi there, hi, how you all doing? In the middle of all this chaos and this completely crazy wee world that we're living in right now, I'm just taking some time out. I don't know if you can see. So by the river, having a little chill out after a tough day at work. Still busy with NHS works, and I just wanted to really check in and say hi, how you all getting on? For most of you, it'll be life will be looking quite different right now. And if I was to try and think of a way to describe this sort of life of sort of isolation and change, I'd say that what we're experiencing in the world right now is what us occupational therapists call occupational deprivation. In the absence of illness, or for those of us who are well, we're all being deprived of our ability to carry out our everyday occupations. Occupation means everything that we do that occupies our time. Everything that we do. So everything from how we self-care, have fun, do things we enjoy, and everything about our productivity. So that could be like our sort of main role in the things that we do in the day that make us who we are. And we're completely compromised on this front right now. We're all being completely challenged. But here's the thing, right? We're human beings. Right? We're human beings, but we've become human doings. We're busy, and we seem to measure our success by how much we're juggling, how much we're trying to do. But actually, it's time just to stop and look at the quality of our lives and not the quantity of our lives. So I'm inviting you to think about how to become a human being again. So whilst we're all working out how to do things differently, it is a time for us all to decide that it's okay to stop and reset and think about life, and just it's time to reflect, where have I been? Where have I been? What's in my rear view mirror? Where am I at now? Think about what you're doing with your life, and also a great chance to think about what you want going forward. And it might well be that what you thought you wanted might have changed, because I'm really curious about how our priorities are going to have changed and what we're going to discover about what we love and what we want and what we need. So who knows? Great time to think about what you might want going forward. But also in terms of resetting the compass, it's time to live life differently now. We're being forced to do that and to make space for what matters most. The stuff that's been at the bottom of your bucket list, or the stuff you've never got time for, or just things that really matter that never seem to get your attention. The time is now. We're all having to adapt to how we do life, and one of the things I really learned from the work I've been lucky enough to do with military veterans is I've discovered that this wonderful motto, which is adapt, improvise and overcome. And I think that's what we are all trying to do right now. We're trying to adapt life and find a new way to do the things that matter. We're having to improvise and use the resources we have around us to get what we need, and overcoming the challenges that life's throwing our way right now. So here's some of the challenges that I'm aware of. So if we think about, I'm going to talk to you about a model called the model of human occupation, and all the occupational therapists of the world out there will understand this beautifully. I'm going to talk about volition, I'm going to talk about habituation, and I'm going to talk about performance capacity. But actually, we'll just call it will, skill and drill. If you think about this, our routines have changed, our habits have changed, the day-to-day way that we live life is different, and we're all having to maybe put a bit of structure in place to keep us active and busy and make sure we keep getting out of bed and doing stuff. This is our habituation, this is our drill, the drills and routines that we have day to day, and we're being challenged because we're having to do our day-to-day life differently, and we're having to put some routines in place, and it might be that they're different to what we would normally be doing, so it's all right just to cut yourself some slack and enjoy doing things a bit more differently. We'll talk about volition, which is motivation. We'll call that your will to do. And right now, I guess, when we lose our routines and we lose the roles that we normally have, or our roles and routines change, it can be really hard to stay motivated to get things done, and it can become more challenging to action the everyday things. Our will has a potential to become challenged over time, especially as we continue like this week after week and it becomes the new norm. We've got to stay focused on being motivated, even though we can't carry out the challenges and the tasks and the goals that we normally might have. And thirdly, performance capacity. So that's like our roles. It's like the roles that we have that define us. And so here's what's interesting. For some of us, we might have lost our role. I know that some people are not working. Maybe they're not doing the job that they were doing before because maybe it doesn't exist anymore. So that's a very big adjustment and a big transition. And then there are people who are trying to work from home and fulfill their parenting roles at the same time. So all you parents out there that are homeschooling and working from home, I just massive respect to you for doing that. It's incredible. And what a challenge. It's also an opportunity, isn't it? It's an opportunity to learn together. It's an opportunity to, to learn more about, your kids and how they work and what they need. And it's a big challenge to our relationships, families together at home under the one roof. But if you believe, like me, that our biggest challenge is also our biggest opportunity, then I'm really, really interested to know what opportunities is it creating for you? Because right now it's more important than ever to build our mental fitness and build our resilience to cope with this. So what I would like to know from you is this. I want to hear more from you guys about what are the big challenges that you're facing right now as we're living life differently. How are you, what obstacles are you hitting as you try and go about life as it is right now, right here? And can I just remind you that this is just here and now. It's not forever, but it is going to go on for a while. You're facing, how are you tackling those challenges? What are you discovering is working for you? How have you overcome the things that you're facing right now? I want to know what opportunities has this situation created for you. It might well be that whilst you're not living life as you might choose, it might be that it's brought some real magic moments or maybe moments of clarity where you're realising that you want to live life a little bit differently, or you've found clever and creative and fabulous new ways to do things that that you want to do, or actually you're just living a really different lifestyle and you're loving it. But tell me what opportunities this has created right here, right now, because what I'm noticing is that people have talked to me about how they're spending more time together, and that children are going to have stories to share about that time when they were together more with their families, when mum and dad were home. There'll be stories about how we learned to be more resourceful with our food, how we're eating, maybe we'll waste less, maybe we'll spend less money and realise that actually it's possible to have adventures on a shoestring and that we can have a good quality of life without having so much stuff. Maybe we're going to realise that it's possible to enjoy our time together whilst doing simple basic things. Maybe we're going to learn how to be more mindful. So much potential for adventure in the ordinary, to connect up in a different way, or to actually make time for people you love that you're always just too busy to pick up the phone to. So many opportunities. I want to hear what opportunities this has created for you. Tell me more. What's going on for you guys? Big challenge for us all right now. It's a weird and wonderful time, but I think that we're going to discover and learn lots more as we go forward. As I say, I'm carrying on with my mental fitness kit bag work, and more than ever now we kind of all need to pack a kit bag to kind of keep us sane and resilient so we can keep thriving. I'm going to keep sharing wee videos and updates shorter than this one. Also, I want for us to keep checking in. There's loads more to come. I've got quite a lot of resources around mental fitness that I want to share with you guys. I'm going to just shove lots of stuff out there and ping lots of stuff on social media that's just for you to enjoy and to hopefully be as helpful as I possibly can right now. Safe, stay healthy, look after yourselves, and I will speak to you soon.